Hello everyone, it's Annie, and today I'm here with my February wrap-up. So I read 9 books in February, so not my best month, but it's fine, we're fine. So as always in my wrap-ups, I'm going to go from the books that I enjoyed the least or rated the lowest to the books that I rated 5 stars and that were my favorites of the month. So this month I started off with 3 stars, so no really bad books this month, which is good. I'm going to have to start with Escaping Exodus. I'm really sad that this was only a 3 stars because this was a 5-star prediction for me. This I read for the Blackathon team sci-fi fantasy group book. I'm really glad that I did read it, but it just wasn't my cup of tea. There was really weird stuff going on. I did enjoy that it was sapphic, but I feel like the pacing of this book, it is so short, so the pacing was a little bit off. The beginning I really did enjoy, but then the characters kind of like did a 180 towards the end just to make the plot work, which didn't feel right to me. I did like the society and the whole thing where they're living inside of a giant alien creature to survive. I thought that was interesting, and the society is matriarchal, which is also an interesting twist, but I don't know. I liked the main characters, and I thought their relationship was complex, but it could have been developed more. If this book was longer, I think I would have liked it better. There was just some weird tentacle stuff. I don't know. It was not my jam, but I can definitely see why it would probably be some people's. I don't know. So this was a 3-star for me. Definitely not bad by any means. I did enjoy it, and it was a really creative sci-fi, but I won't be reading the sequel to this, unfortunately. And then another book I read for Blackathon was The Black God's Drums by P. Djeli Clark. This is the second thing I've read from this author, and I do really enjoy his writing. I really want to read more of his stuff, especially his full-length novel, because I think that is where I need a little bit more help. The world building in this is set in a like dystopian alternate reality New Orleans, and there's just a lot going on in this. There are like airship pirates, which is a cool concept, and it was done really interestingly. And then there's also like African gods and mythology kind of not possessing, but like living in people, which was interesting, but I just don't think we fleshed it out enough because this book is so short. I really did enjoy the characters and the writing, but I just wanted more, just to understand how everything fit together a little bit better. But I did enjoy it, and it's definitely, it's a good book, and it's so quick, so I recommend this. It was fun. And then we have An Unkindness of Ghosts by River Solomon. This is the 3rd book I've read by River Solomon. They are a really interesting author that just never, I don't know, I always think I'm going to like their books more than I do. I've always rated their books 3 stars, but I will continue to read them because they're just so creative and have such interesting concepts. But this book was very dark, which I knew going in, but it was really difficult to read. There are a lot of very difficult scenes to read, so please check the content warnings and just be aware of that before going into it. There were a lot of scenes that I just had to completely skip while listening because it was just so violent and upsetting. I really did like the concept of this. They're on this generational ship, and the main character, Aster, is like kind of in the very lower class of society, and the higher class is like terribly abusive and awful, and they fight against them. And it gave me Snowpiercer vibes, if you've seen that movie, which I love that movie. I do really like this concept, but I just, the violence was too much for me personally. It's not that it was a bad book by any means, it just was not enjoyable for me personally. So I thought this book was really, really good. And the writing, River Solomon writing, is always so good. So I definitely recommend this, but do be wary of the content warnings, please. And now moving on to the 4-star reads. I recently finished The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by XEO. This is one of my most anticipated reads of 2022, so I'm really glad that I got to read this. It was gorgeous. I thought that the writing was beautiful. This is the first book I've read by XEO. I know she has another one that's like a contemporary, but I have not read that. The writing was gorgeous. The setting, though, was amazing. It was so magical, and it really felt like I was transported to the undersea, like, spirit world with the main character, Mina. So the story is that in this town, this seaside town, this is based on a historical Korean legend. This girl named Mina sacrifices herself to the sea god in place of her friend / brother's girlfriend, kind of. And these people sacrifice a girl to the sea god every year to, like, protect their town. But there's, like, something going on, like, it's not really working, and the town is still, having difficulties with storms and food and stuff. So it's really good. I do think the characters felt a little bit flat to me. I did really want this to be a 5 stars, but the characters just felt flat. Maybe it was because I read it on audio. I'm not sure. I really enjoyed this, and honestly, I kind of want to reread it just because the setting was so magical, and it kind of gave Spirited Away vibes. It was just so beautiful. It felt like I could even smell, like, the ocean air. It was so cool. I loved it. So I really highly recommend this. And then on a whim, I picked up Comfort Me with Apples, which is a really interesting new novella. It came out very recently, and I've seen some other booktubers reading it, so I definitely wanted to pick it up. It's kind of a horror thriller-esque book. All the chapters are named after different apple varieties, which I thought was really creative, and I love this cover. So this is about a wife who is living in this really weird kind of gated community that is, like, cult level weird, with her husband who travels a lot. And I don't want to spoil the ending, and it is a novella, so I can't really say much more because it's so short, but I really enjoyed this. There are some religious themes, not like that the book is religious, but like just themes from the Bible that I thought were really creative use of that in horror, and I really liked it. I saw some people say that, like, it wasn't scary or unique in the genre. I just thought it was fun, like, it was cool. I have not read any of this author's other works, but I think I might after this. I really enjoyed it. So if you're looking for just a quick horror read, definitely pick this one up. And then I read The Barren Grounds, which is a middle grade book about a indigenous girl who is in the foster care system, and she and her foster brother find this mysterious door in their foster parents' attic, and they go through it, and they go into this magical winter land populated by these animal people. It was so cute. I really enjoyed it. I thought that the main character especially was really, really well done. She had a lot of complexity, but it made a lot of sense, and I think it was such a really great middle grade book. I just loved it. It was a regular Portal fantasy, but it had such an interesting twist. I just loved it. I thought it was so cute. I really did not want to put it down while I was listening to it. This is a series as well, so I may continue on with it. And I really enjoyed it. Okay, now on to the 5 stars. We have the found in translation pick for this month, which was Small Country. I really enjoyed this book. I'm not going to say too much because you can see the live show I'll have it linked somewhere up here or in the description, but you can see all my thoughts there. But I really enjoyed this. This is about a boy named Gabriel who is living in Burundi during the 90s, and his family is kind of torn apart because of the Rwandan genocide, and it's really short, so I just loved it. I listened to it on audio, actually, even though I have the physical copy, and the audio narrator was amazing. Really highly recommend it. This author is a French author, so the original book was in French. That's why we picked it for this month for the book club. I just really liked it. I really enjoy reading about this period in history. I've read a couple of books about this in the past, and I just thought it was really well done. It was told from the perspective of him as a child, so you kind of see these horrific events happening through a child's understanding, and I thought that was really a unique way to tell the story. So I really liked it, and if you haven't seen our live show yet, please do. And then the nonfiction book I read this month was Dalvi. I gave this a 5-star because it's a memoir, and I feel weird judging people's memoirs less than 5 stars, but this was really, really good. This is about a woman who takes a DNA test and finds out that she has a lot of Sami heritage, and the Sami people live in like the Arctic, up in Norway, Finland, Russia, that kind of area. And she meets this guy online who's a reindeer herder, and she goes to live with him, but then he breaks up with her and she's kind of left to fend for herself in the Arctic. And she stays there instead of moving back like everyone expects her to. And you really learn a lot. She had a really great perspective. I know a lot of travel memoirs by white women especially can be like really kind of uncomfortable and have a lot of exoticism in it, but this one did not. Trust me, I know the concept about taking the DNA test might sound a little bit sketchy, but it is really good, and she learns so much. And I love the chapter about her cat, especially. She takes her cat with her like across the world to move. I love this. I kind of want to go to the Arctic now. But I just love this. I thought it was a really unique memoir, and I think that more people should know about it because I think it's pretty underrated. And then the last book of this wrap-up, and my favorite book that I read this month, was Ophelia After All by Raquel Marie. I am so excited that this was a 5-star. It was so cute. This was one of my most anticipated releases, and oh my gosh, it did not disappoint. This is a YA contemporary about a high schooler named Ophelia who is kind of finding herself. It's about her finding her sexuality first and foremost, but also dealing with friendship drama leading up to senior prom. And it is just so precious and cute and emotional as well. The blurb here is really poignant. I think it captures the power and wonder of falling in love with crushes, friends, and the infinite versions of ourselves. Yes, I really love this. This deals a lot with self-acceptance. And I also love Ophelia's family so much in this book. And I just love that she loves flowers so much too. That is such a cute hobby to give your main character. I love this book. I really can't say enough good things about it. Every second that I listened to it was just pure joy. It was so good. Please read this. Even if you're not into YA contemporaries, I'm really not. This was amazing and just so cute. It was really good. Please give this a chance and read this. This is probably going to be one of my favorite books of the year, I can already tell. Okay, and that is it for my February wrap-up. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know down in the comments what your favorite book you read in February was. I'd love to know. And thank you so much. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye!